Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera, especially for Dr. Hema, lecturer of UHLB 2122 Academic Communication Skills, and other friends at the UTM Space Kota Kinabalu. Today, our group 6 will present the argument about amateur radio operators. Is a hobbyist or professional? We know that the amateur radio is just a hobby for some people, but for the operators, this is not hobby. This professional for them. Simple things about the amateur radio. This is a way to communicate with the others in a different way. And in the group 6, together with me, I'm Zaili, is Mr. Reina, will be present about the personal facts. And Mr. Walter will be present about fun facts. And then the last one is Mr. Fike will be conclude our presentation today. So without further most, I will pass this mic to Reina Ricky Sudamon to Walter. I'm sorry, to Walter to present the fun facts about this amateur radio. Please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nozaili. Hello, I'm Walter Glenn. Okay, today I'm going to present about fun facts using amateur radio operators, hobbyist or professional. Okay, as what we know, I'm going to brief and explain a bit about these fun facts. Consists of communicate with astronauts. Second one, talk to the world. Third one, compete in radio contest. And finally, friendship. Okay. Firstly, for communicate with astronaut. In 1983, during International Satellite Station, those astronauts not going to mix around with people, but then some these amateur radio operators can contact them through this amateur radio. So those astronauts feeling emotionally because since they are in a satellite station, they cannot talk to anyone, but then so surprised there's amateur radio operators can contact them. Okay, second one, talk to the world. When these amateur radio operators operate the amateur radio, even there's no coverage of telecommunication services somewhere around in jungle or in ocean, but those people, these amateur radio operators can contact each one of them. So that's the second thought for fun facts. And then the third one, compete in radio contest. Okay, let's say there's a one contest. All these amateur radio operators given 24 to 48 hours, and the contest is begin by collecting all the contact operators amongst them, and then the highest is the winner. Okay, and last one for friendship, and even me, I got my own amateur radio because I want to make a friendship amongst us. So I joined them. So it's so fun for me. Okay, that's all from me. And go to next presenter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Walter. Okay, my name is Reina Rikisroman, and I'm going to present today the professional facts of this amateur radio. Okay, as we know, amateur radio operators learn by themselves. They learn by conducting their own study, research, and experiment. They have built Oscar-1. Oscar-1 is the name of the satellite. That is the first satellite radio that launched without any cost in 1961. And they often experiment with different types of antenna design. It shows that they are able to gain technical knowledge in electronics and radio waves in particular. Okay, that one is for the self-learning in my first point on professional facts. Aside from military and police, amateur radio operators are the ones that have ability to decode the Morse code translation. Morse code is a method used in telecommunication to encode text characters and standardize sequence of two different signals. Duration, they call it dots and dashes, or to make it easier, dits and dash. They communicate in Morse code with other operators, just like chatting, but with using some Morse code abbreviation. They even participate in Morse code contests to master their skills. Normally, in a year, I think more than 20 or 30 competition for this Morse code was conducted and have in other countries. Morse code is really important as it is the only communication method that can be used when voice communication through radio is not so promising at some time. Amateur radio operators know their part as a radio operator when it comes to emergency situation. They voluntarily take part in emergency situation by providing contingency communication where needed. In such cases, the tsunami disaster that happened in Aceh, Indonesia, I think this is way back in year 2000. Malaysia Amateur Radio Emergency Service in Malaysia had lent a helping hand to relay messages to authority in Jakarta, where the Jakarta authorities could not communicate with the relevant authority in Aceh. This has helped the Jakarta authorities to coordinate rescuers to the emergency site efficiently. It provides that amateur radio expertise in radio communication in emergency situation really play a crucial part in coordinating rescuers. Okay, for professional facts, I think okay, for professional facts, that is my point. Thank you very much. So I'm pass to my friend, Mr. Faik.
Thank you, Mr. Renner. Hello and good day to everyone. Some might question whether amateur radio is relevant in today's era with the evolution of modern communication technology that we have today. For instance, our cell phones and the internet. And the question is, do we need amateur radio? So to answer this question is by looking at the facts that were presented by Mr. Walter and Mr. Reina just now. Mr. Walter had given examples on the exciting part of being an amateur radio operator, where they continuously experimented with radio equipment, antennas, and were active in radio activities such as contesting. With this unique hobby, they are becoming someone who is eager to learn, to study, and to experiment using radio equipment, just to make contact with someone on the other side of the radio. Along the way, they build relationship with other operators, not only locally, but internationally as well. That is the fun side of being an amateur radio operator. Not to mention that only amateur radio operators have the privilege as a non-space organization who can communicate directly to astronauts in space stations. Mr. Reina, on the other hand, emphasizes on the importance of amateur radio to our communities, where their expertise in establishing communication is significantly needed in most emergency cases. Amateur radio has helped in disasters such as Hurricane Katrina in the United States, tsunami in Aceh, and even the Highland Tower disaster in Malaysia. This shows how amateur radio plays a vital part in such cases. So just to sum this up, we all agree that amateur radio operators are not only hobbyists, but looking at all the facts, despite being called amateur, they surely are professionals with a really exciting hobby. So that is all, and on behalf of Group 6, I would like to say thank you and have a nice day.